Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox, on what is probably the last video of the day. Now, the Scottish Tories have called on Sturgeon to publish everything. Not a chance, I suppose, but they have said that she should publish all her private emails, all the emails that she put out on her SNP account, everything relating to government on every single account wherein it is contained, regardless of whether it's the official government account or not. And they are very angry that she hasn't been doing this. They're saying it's just sheer shadiness, that this air of secrecy must be abandoned, and she must atone for all the things she's done and be accountable fully to the inquiries and to the people of Scotland. And they're now making demands that the Permanent Secretary will launch a full invasive probe into everything that's going on. I think there should be a matter of the security services getting involved. That way, nothing can be hidden because they've got access to everything. So yeah, I do believe that it should happen. But we'll take a look at this to see why they're so angry and why everything is sort of hidden with a veil of officialdom to try and avoid anything ever coming out about this horrible little woman. Here goes. So Nippy has been told to publish all private government emails as demands made for Permanent Secretary to launch a probe. The former First Minister is under growing pressure to explain her use of her SNP email account to conduct private government business, as revealed by the UK COVID inquiry. And again, this is doing government business in a private capacity. You do not know what the security implications are. Not everything may be secure. Maybe people's names that shouldn't be revealed are on there. They're now on SNP servers. This is clearly wrong. This is not secure. And the very moment that that becomes a case of security, MI6, MI5 and GCHQ all need to go in, because it's an intelligence, a counterintelligence and a communications issue. So all branches of the intelligence service need to be investigating this woman and extracting everything and looking for everything they can that will lead to her prosecution. Nicola Sturgeon has been urged to publish all her private emails which relate to Scottish Government business, as calls were made for the Permanent Secretary to take action over her inappropriate use of them. The UK COVID inquiry heard that former First Minister asked COVID advisor Devi Sridhar to send correspondence to her SNP address. That was the first video of the day. And we said there that this was clearly wrong and shouldn't have happened. SNP ministers have previously been accused of using private email accounts to circumvent freedom of information requests, with it being revealed that Miss Sturgeon used her party one for urgent government business, because it's so hard to open up the other email address on your phone, isn't it? A load of old bollocks. You can have one and they can all ping in on one email address. It's not difficult at all. It was done deliberately and snidely so that nothing can be revealed, so that everything can be hidden, deleted, destroyed, and that the truth must never ever come out. Concerns were raised about the lack of communication between her advisors and her cabinet through FOI disclosures, and that's the reason they did it. They knew freedom of information would be used. They couldn't have that. Whereas if they put it through there, they're home scot-free, and it doesn't matter how many people have allegedly been murdered by their decisions, allegedly. In evidence given to Miss Sridhar, a Twitter conversation between the pair was shown, which included the former First Minister asking the public health expert to send her advice privately. When asked about worries of breaking protocol, she said, "Don't worry about protocol. Tackling the virus is more important than any kind of rules that are put in place to stop this shit from happening." And we have discussed that in full, so I'm not going to regurgitate that. Now, the Scottish Tories have demanded that the former First Minister be totally transparent. Well, the only way she's transparent is if you kick the shit out of her, because that's all she's filled with. So once all the shit's gone, all you're left with a little bag of skin. You can probably see through that. And publish every email related to government business that was sent to or from her SNP email address. Craig Hoy, the chairman of the Tory party in Scotland, accused her of leading a government that was addicted to secrecy at every turn, and that she cannot keep the public in the dark over this scandal. She'll try her best. She will go to her grave before she opens that big gob and lets anything out that may put her in jail. But boy, is there a lot of shit, I reckon, that she needs to go to jail for. It's undoubted that that woman is guilty of so much. She said using her SNP email account to conduct government business, thereby circumventing freedom of information laws, is wholly unacceptable and begs further questions about she and other senior figures were trying to hide. I'm also suggesting it's a security issue. And so there's a picture that she definitely did. She cannot deny it. There it is. Send it to me private phone because, you know, I don't want to go to prison. He said this is why the former First Minister must once and for all do the right thing and be totally transparent. Nicola Sturgeon, along with all SNP ministers, must publish every single message trail, not just from the pandemic period when she used this party email account to carry out government business. So everything from day one, everything must be published and then gone over with a fine-tooth comb and pick out all the little bits that will put her in prison and then put her in prison. He says she owes it to grieving families to outline in full the content of these emails. Anything less would be a disgraceful betrayal of them. The wider public cannot be kept in the dark either. We must know how prevalent the use of SNP email accounts was during Nicola Sturgeon's time in office. Her reputation lies in tatters, but the bereaved deserve some semblance of respect and transparency from her. The bereaved will get nothing from that woman. She daren't. She must not tell. She cannot have the truth out because we all know how bad it is. Scottish Labour Deputy Leader Jackie Baillie has written to the Permanent Secretary JP Marks to ask what action has been taken over the inappropriate use of these emails during the pandemic and what information has been retained. Because John Paul Marks is another one. He's so far up her arse, up Sturgeon's arse, that he's coming out of her mouth. He's like one of those maggots that crawl out, isn't he? I mean, this guy is so it's so SNP riven. He pretends to be impartial, but he's not at all. She revealed that she's previously written to him about the general use of SNP emails by ministers and special advisors as a means of avoiding scrutiny, and he's done nothing because he's on their side. He is one of those probably in all the emails. He doesn't want to stop this happening. He doesn't want to damage the party he is so beloved of. She added yesterday it revealed that Nicola Sturgeon, the former First Minister, directed advisers to email her at SNP party email addresses in a clear and deliberate breach of protocol. This action means that important information regarding the pandemic may not be accessible to the public. Indeed, I've been told former Cabinet Ministers that use of SNP emails was widespread because they don't want anyone knowing anything about the criminality, ineptness, stupidity, but also the illegality, the immorality, the unethical behaviour. And I suspect, and it is only a theory, but I suspect the deliberate planning of the murder of 4,500 to 5,000 elderly people in care homes. Whether it is or not is another matter, but it's what I firmly believe. But of course, that's why she's definitely hiding these things. She never ever wants that coming out. Anyway, this Jackie Baillie continued, I would therefore be grateful to know what information sent to SNP email accounts has been recovered by the Scottish Government for the inquiry. Thousands of Scots have had their lives irrevocably altered by government actions during the pandemic. The least they deserve is answers from those in power. The Scottish Government has been approached for comment, but of course comment came there none because they are hunkering down in their bunkers, waiting for the Russians to turn up, and then you'll hear a couple of shots. The dog will go first, her second, and the rest of them can hang in after the trials. They are the Third Reich, and that is wee little nippy Adolf, isn't it? What a shit of a woman. Coming up. JP Marks is so pro-SNP, you might as well call him Carl. He is absolutely enamoured of this group, and no one knows why. They are damaging, they are destructive, and they will take him down with them. His only saving grace is if he speaks first and gives King's evidence. I need them all to go to prison because of what they've done. But I think the likes of Marks definitely has to join that cabal. He's responsible for letting this happen. He's been told these things are happening and he's done nothing to stop it. So he is as guilty as all the others. He's aware of it and let it happen. Guilty by association and guilty after the fact. he needs to go as well. He needs to be removed. He needs his pension removed. He needs to be thrown in prison and then told to get on with it in 10 years when he's released. Who's going to hire him? They're all corrupt. They're all broken people. They're all hate-filled. They all think they're above the law. And sadly, they may well be. Unless there's some kind of action taken that puts these people in the dock and then into jail. And then we can throw the key away and let them rot and die in their little shitty filled cells. Never to see the light of freedom again. I'm just done with them. Oh, I loathe her. I just loathe Nippy. I just absolutely loathe that woman. I'll stop now because it is the end of the day for me. Unless, like I say, unless there's breaking news, there might be some flash videos. But that's the last of it today. So thank you very much for joining me today on everything we've done. And so we'll start again. Whole new bunch of stories tomorrow. Till then, bye.